Okay, this video about comment 246 is, I use that when I suspect that the only reason why you got the question wrong is that you haven't used the calculator properly. Now, so what are the 4 things that you should check? Okay, first of all, check that your calculator is in the right mode. The focus here isn't very good. I'll improve it a bit. There's a tiny little D there. That is important when you're doing anything to do with trigonometry. If you're planning to type sine 23 degrees, then that needs to be a D because that's in degrees. But when you're older, you'll learn about a measure called radians. It's no big deal. It's just like how miles and kilometers refer to the same thing. Degrees and radians refer to the same thing. And famously, you'll learn that pi's turn up a lot when you're talking about radians. And so that's basically the equivalent of 90 degrees. Now, if you want to type sine pi over 2 in, you need to change that so that it's an R, which stands for radians. And every calculator is different, but I think it's something to do with the mode button. I think it's mode 1. Oh no, mode 0, no. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with this one. Maybe it's shift mode. Yeah, there we go, shift mode, and now you pick 4 for radians, and now there's a tiny little R up there, which means if you type sine pi over 2, you'll get the right answer. If you type sine 90, you'll get the wrong answer. So that's the first thing, is degrees versus radians. Now the second thing is brackets. In particular, you need to be sure that if necessary, your brackets are what's called snug. Now, modern calculators are quite good at realizing that you want to use brackets when you're using powers. Now in this case, that hasn't automatically put them in. Some calculators will automatically do this for you if you're intending the squaring to cover all of the -5. But what I'm saying is that there's a massive difference between this, the case where the brackets are missing, and the case where the brackets are there but are not snug. The brackets that you currently see on the screen make absolutely no difference at all. They may as well not be there. This is all covered in other comment videos like 1117, but what I'm saying is be very careful about this. By the way, when I refer to snug brackets, I am referring to when the brackets are snugly around the negative number as they are there. So that's the second thing, is brackets. Third thing is that there's a difference between the minus sign and the negative symbol. Minuses go between things, so 5 minus 2. That's not the same as the negative symbol, which is this one here. So this is -2. Now, if you try and go 5, -2 like that, it will get confused. Okay. Okay, so that's the third thing, is that that's a minus, goes between things. That's a negative that goes out the front of things. Now, finally, remember the shift button. In trigonometry, if you get something like this, you can't type sine theta. There's no such thing as a theta button. So you need to warn the calculator that you're going to type what's on the other side of the screen. And the way you do that is by pressing shift first. So you go shift sine, and then you type 3 over 5, and then you're away. Now, so that's the fourth thing is using the shift button, and remember the shift button you can use to kick in any of these yellow indications above the buttons rather than on the buttons. A fifth thing to do with use of the calculator is just be careful that you actually type a cube root in properly. This is not a cube root. That's just a big 3 next to a root 2, so that means 3 times root 2. There's a special cube root button, it's that one there. When you use that, the 3 appears properly little and up high. So that's a cube root button, not anything else. And I guess just one final question is, one final point. So that's about roots, the 5th point, and the 6th point is mixed fractions. This thing here, oops, 2 over 3. This calculator is happily not letting me do it. What I'm saying is, if you succeed in typing that direct onto the screen of a calculator, you'll probably get syntax error. What I'm warning you is that on the page that's a mixed fraction, but on the calculator it will often get confused by it. You need to realize that there's a special mixed fraction button which is there. So that one there. And then you go and type in the individual bits. So that's mixed fractions. 7 is length of a fraction line. This is a case with many instances of mistaken use of the quadratic formula. Is if you want to type this, just make sure that your fraction line really does have all of this above it. So I'm going -5 plus square root 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times 2 all over 2 times 5. And that's exactly my point. I've made that mistake there. That 5 has squeezed out from underneath the fraction. I need to go back and genuinely put it under. And the cursor button will help you with this. There we go, now it's genuinely under. So that fraction line is underneath all of the top and it's above all of the bottom. And that's the basic sources of error when using a calculator. So I guess comment 246 takes you through the main ones of those, and then so the idea is that you'll be able to troubleshoot yourself.